Many people, we sat down, first of all, Beth and I are the same person when it comes to being on time. They said to us, this movie starts at 8 o'clock. We got there 7:30. You have to walk a bit of a carpet, like a red carpet type thing, and take some pictures, which I did. And I sat down, it was 7:45. I said, okay,
15 minutes.
15 minutes is fine. And I'm sitting there, and of course, 8:15, 8:30. The stars are there. Jake Gyllenhaal's there. Michelle Monaghan, all of them are all there to see the movie. But they never start them on time. And I'm
Did somebody speak?
Just Andrew Saffer, the guy from the Cinema Society, who's a friend of mine. I actually know him, and he's a good guy. But he spoke. No one, like Duncan Jones didn't speak. Jake Gyllenhaal didn't speak. And thank God. I just want to see the fucking movie.
So they just show the film, basically.
Yeah. But the movie was excellent. You know what I was watching last night? You talk about getting moved by stuff. I'm just vamping.
You watch the Country Music Awards?
No, I didn't see the Country Music Awards. I'm vamping till Chris Rock gets here.
Did you see 60 Minutes?
Yes, that's what I was going to talk about.
Wasn't
that amazing?
That was incredible. I wanted to write her a letter. I think I'm going to sit down and write to her.
I was thinking of you, Robin, because you're getting into all this philanthropy, and I was like, Robin will probably really like this. I didn't know if you had seen it, but I remember the woman, 60 Minutes, if you didn't see it. There's a beautiful woman, she's a radio person.
Right, she does a gospel show.
Yeah.
But I remember her. What's her name again? Vi?
Vi something or
other. I could swear I remember her from WBLS when I was in high school. Like, she was a radio, lady. She did a show. I think, WBLS, the black station. But anyway, 60 Minutes. Her name was Vi something. But what a beautiful woman. She takes these kids. I was inspired.
I was in tears. I was literally sobbing.
Well, I'm not gay, so.
Brad said, thank God we're in our apartment. You do that in theaters as well and embarrass me to hell.
She started this thing where she takes, mostly black and Hispanic kids up in Harlem, South Bronx, all that stuff, and she offers them this chance to sing gospel music in a choir. And she puts them together. She really pays attention to them. And really what the story was, her name is Vi Higginson. I'm telling you, she used to be on WBLS, which was the black station here in New York. I'm pretty sure, because I know that name. And I remember listening to her. And so she started this little group. And what the 60 Minutes piece is, if you can get a hold of it, is just how these kids' lives are transformed by somebody paying attention to them and giving them some love. It's not all about
something simple like just making them say their names out loud.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful story. I'm not going to go
arc from the audition to their final.
Yeah, they stayed with them.
It was way
incredible.
Cool. Like, it inspired me, but I know I won't do anything to help anybody after I watch that.
Well, I thought about you too, and I said, I wonder if Howard's watching that.
I was.
And seeing what just the least bit of participation can do to change someone's life.
Yeah, and I thought about that, and I said, well, I'm not going to do anything, but I'm glad she's there doing it. Yeah. Well, I have you to do it.
Stop it.
Robin does charity work. You know what I do?
Inspire them.
Maybe I'll throw some money her way or something. I'll throw money at the situation.
Well, I was going to write to her and ask, if she had a nonprofit and was looking for donations, because that was such an inspiring program.
Was she on WBLS? What's it say over there? I knew her, because I used to listen to that station all the time.
She's noted as New York City's first woman in primetime radio on WBLS, I think right after college.
I knew it.
Yeah, she walked in, gave an audition tape.
I used to love that radio station.
So it must have been when you were pretty young that she was...
Yeah, I was real young. I remember listening to because I loved how the production was on that radio station. They'd have this black guy go, WBLS, black radio for the inner city. And then all of a sudden, Vi would come on. I remember her. And she was like, like the Allison Steele of black people. This is Vi Higginson on WBLS. And then they have the music going, like kind of dance music. And the DJs would actually sing their names to the records. She was pretty good. Give me a black record. Like a dance kind of music fan.
Well, actually, back then it should have been R&B or something.
Yeah, well, it was.
I'm trying to think of what would have been.
Like a dance
like beat. Motown and stuff.
It would go like this. I don't care what you give me. I can make it work.
Okay. that.
Yeah, it would be like...
Well, for now.
Yeah, this is good. It would be like this.
Something better.
All right. WBLS. Vi Higginson in the house. Then the song would be going, and then all of a sudden, randomly, you hear this. WBLS. In the middle of the song.
In the middle of the song?
In the middle of the song. WBLS. Just, they drop it in. They didn't care where they dropped it in the middle of a song. They didn't care. And I loved it. I always wondered what happened to her, but now she's helping people up in Harlem.
Yeah, I know she does gospel programming, and then she started this program to get high school kids from New York and New Jersey singing gospel.
She's a Christian. Not these phony fucking balonies who are running around with the abortion nonsense. I like to see these assholes who are anti-abortion get up there and help Vi out with these kids up in Harlem who can't even find their fathers. Now, these fucking phonies. Oh, we can't have abortions. They don't help anybody. They don't raise these kids.
Did you know that this weekend, the Republican candidates have been holding these meetings with ministers to promote the fact that they're pro-life and anti-gay marriage. And what's the third thing?
I don't know.
There's 3 social agendas that they're telling these ministers that they're behind so they can get them to support them during the next election.
Vi Higginson is a real Christian. Now, there's a woman, if she says she's against abortion, I'll believe her. Because she's actually helping to raise these kids none of these kids have parents.
I don't even know how they got there, but they come to these auditions.
They got one girl who was raised by her great-grandmother.
Great-grandmother.
Great-grandmother. And I think one of them was.
And then when she said, how many of you have lost someone? Almost every hand went up.
Incredible.
Yeah, well, listen. These maniacs who are against abortion, they really should leave the country, and they should move somewhere, like the moon, and leave the rest of us alone.
I think their third bullet point was to cut the budget.
And you see these guys.
Oh, smaller governments.
They're probably against Planned Parenthood.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is. They all want an end to this Planned Parenthood. God bless them. They're the greatest organization.
Right.
Forget about abortions. If you need help with anything, they help you out.
Your first birth control.
They help men and women. Right?
Usually comes from Planned Parenthood.
That's right.
They want to destroy society, they say. I mean, they want to improve society by destroying it.
Listen to me. These guys are assholes.
They are.
Vi Higginson is a Christian. Everyone else, shut up.
Absolutely.
You want the answer? Go to her.
She is an inspiring woman.
You were crying, and Brad probably go, what am I doing with this queen?
He was embarrassed to death in our apartment.
In your apartment, you embarrassed him.
You know what's great about your relationship? You're embarrassed by his fat, and he's embarrassed by his crying. You're like, Brad, I wish you'd stop being so fat. He goes, yeah, well, I wish you'd stop being so gay and stop crying every minute. It's ridiculous in that apartment, the two of you. You should have said to him, Brad should have said, oh, honey, what are you crying about? This 60 Minutes piece? You should know your belly and tits.
Thank you for that. I'll use it.
I'm having trouble fucking you. You're starting to look like a woman. I can't find any musculature. You're soft as a veal. I'm going to put you in a cage and raise you like a veal, Brad.
Goodness.
I mean, for God's sake.
Thank God he's not listening.
I was going to say, I hope he's not on the...
He is not.
Drop a subtle hint. Put Brad in a bra.
on the couch listening to this.
By the way, I'm watching. That's right. By the way, I am watching that Dancing with the Stars. The first guy kicked off as a disc jockey. He's a radio guy, big muscular guy. Looks like he works out like a professional wrestler.
What a body, yeah.
And this guy, good-looking guy, and he's on Love Lines. He's the comedian on Love Lines. Mm-hmm. I never heard of this guy. I mean, the audience voted him right out. Nobody's heard of him. It's like having, it's Dancing with the Stars with a guy who's not a star. Now, I don't get to hear Love Lines with Dr. Drew anymore, but I got a theory about radio. If a guy's that good-looking and that muscular, he ain't funny.
I thought it was odd that he was a comedian because he's really good looking. He's not just a comedian who buffed up, like Carrot Top.
Right.
He's really good looking.
Yeah, right. And it's just like, how many good looking guys do you know in radio?
In comedy.
Right. In comedy radio. I don't mean like, like you got like a Ryan Seacrest who there's not a funny bone in that fuckhead's body.
He's just an announcer.
Right.
Just an announcer.
Right.
I take umbrage with that.
Ryan Seacrest is more than just an announcer?
No, George is our announcer. He's making a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you get with it? Would you get with it, Robin?
You're so much more, George.
Matt, go ahead.
I was fishing for that.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, what's up? I'm calling from Japan. I was wanting to ask George and you, Howard, what you guys thought.
What are you doing in Japan?
Teaching English.
Oh, have we talked to you before?
There are many people that do that.
No, but yeah, we just found out this weekend that they're giving it a couple months now and as a timeline for everything to be over. So
let me ask you something. Aren't you worried about the radiation?
Yeah, I was up north about 100 kilometers from Fukushima when it all went down. But
now,
really?
I'm no idiot, but what's a kilometer? Give me a mile. How many miles are you away?
You're right. I know it's about 61 miles, I think.
So you're 61 miles away from the nuclear radiation.
I was. We got moved. I got moved west. So I'm near Hiroshima, which is like.
Hiroshima is way down south.
Well, yeah, but it's total other side of the island now. But I might.
On the west side. You're on the west side.
Yeah, now.
Oh, you're far away.
I'd get my fucking ass so far
Not far
out of
enough.
there. Yeah, I mean, would you be 61 miles away? Dude, you don't think you're getting radiated?
It's crossed my mind, but no, but it's hard to kind of sift through the news, what's trustable and what's not.
What are you doing there?
Teaching English?
No, I mean, you said you went from Hiroshima to the west side of the Tohoku area.
I was on near like Sendai and.
So you were.
So George, what are your thoughts on Japan? I mean, just because George is Japanese,
I've been doing a lot of fundraising.
Yeah.
You know what George is doing? He's buying a ton of real estate in Japan because he knows it's going to be super cheap right now, and then it's eventually going to be worth a lot of money.
No, it's desperately needed now.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine people who've lost members of their family, sometimes their entire families, and left homeless and in that frigid northern Japan winter with little food, little clean.
What are you doing to help out, George?
Well, 2 days after that, I made a PSA, which helped get the word out to a lot of people. And
George is such a good man.
Yes,
well, we need money going directly to the people that are on the ground right now. The Red Cross, the Doctors Without Borders, and Save the Children.
You're so worldly. In fact, we sent out. There's so many problems in the world, not only Japan, but also what's going on in Libya.
Oh, yeah.
We sent Richard and Sal down to the strip club to discuss Gaddafi.
Really?
Yeah, and here's what they found out about. Let me see. A lot of the strippers wanted to weigh in with what they felt.
What country is Gaddafi the leader of?
Italy. Spain.
Do you think Gaddafi's doing a good job right now or a bad job?
I think they're doing their best right now. So I will agree with them whatever they're doing. Just don't get involved with other countries. Just keep it up the way they're doing it right now.
So you agree with Gaddafi?
Yes, I am.
Gaddafi, this is what I think. I think if that's what you want, go for it, and then just support your country and give your best.
Wow.
A lot of the strippers weighing in. I tell you, when they're lap dancing you, this actually makes sense.
They seem brilliant,
They
right?
do. Wolfie was in Philadelphia. He interviewed some guy about Libya. This is just a man on the street type interview, and it seems there is some confusion with Americans about what's going on.
Is there?
What are your impressions of Muammar Gaddafi?
Muammar Gaddafi. I think that Muammar and Gaddafi, they need to unite and come together and start warring against each other only over oil and land.
What do you think started the whole situation in Libya?
By getting involved, number one, period.
What's the best way to overthrow a dictator?
The best way to overthrow it is just stop dealing with them. It has to be. I think it's oil somewhere else and we don't know about. That might not be the only country where the oil is.
This is your opportunity. What would you like to say to Gaddafi?
I like to say, yo, Gaddafi, you might have to be a little stubborn there, you know, and hike some prices up. I support him on that, but I don't support the thing that they do the way they kill them people.